or, like, yeah, it shouldn't just be, if we're not going to have people at the table, we need to fill it.
We can go ahead and get started. It's 9:03. This is the selection committee meeting of the Sewage and Water Board to fill a vacancy in District B. First item of business is roll call. Nick Harris from Dillard. Sharonda Williams, present. Jeffrey Benjamin from Tulane.
Here.
Raymond Brown from Xavier. Elizabeth Duet from Delgado.
Here.
Mark Pyle from UNO.
Here.
Julian Renthrop from Southern University of New Orleans.
Here.
Sandra Lindquist from the New Orleans Chamber. Here. Ed Smith from the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber. And Kellen Matthews from Urban League.
Here.
We have a quorum. The second item of business is selection of the chair and vice chair. As you all know, I have been serving in the chair role for a lot of meetings now. But I'll entertain a motion for any other nominations for chair and also for a vice chair. I think the person who usually serves as vice chair was our Xavier representative, who is not present today, so.
Maybe we nominate him to be the chair. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
I nominate Sandra.
Or vice chair? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that works.
Second.
I think you've done it before, haven't you? You haven't done, no, you haven't.
I'd be happy to.
Okay, great. Any opposition to that? Okay, great. Then Sandra is vice chair. Next item of business is the discussion and vetting of applications. We have 14, I think, which is more than we've had in a long time for this to fill a vacancy. So we can just dive right in. The first person is Sarah Bell. Any discussion on Sarah Bell? And I will note, if you look on Sarah's resume and materials, she has done a summer internship program for Youth Force NOLA, which has a connection to Sewage and Water Board. It's not a financial interest, but if she is chosen, she will likely have to get an ethics opinion from the ethics committee to opine about whether this is a permissible appointment. I have that description correct about her relationship, right? Yes. So any discussion about Sarah?
She moved up in my list just because I think the Youth Force NOLA is productive. And if she's part of it, I think she's probably a productive person. That's all. So I don't have any other.
Okay. Anybody else have comments about Sarah's application? The next person is Danielle Dewey. Danielle is a landscape architect and has submitted all of her materials in accordance with the requirements. Anyone have thoughts on Danielle's qualifications?
So I definitely think she's qualified. Yes. So I would, put her in a qualified pile.
I agree.
That's a relevant experience. So
All of the
Yes.
infrastructure projects that are listed on her experience on the
Project
resume.
management.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I had rated her pretty high for, yeah.
I did the same also, especially her background.
Okay.
If
If I may, I did not receive any of these applications to review. My name's Mary Beth Arsenault. I'm an Assistant Special Counsel with the Office of Special Counsel here. And my apologies, the same issue that we might have with the previous candidate.
Sarah?
Right, would be applicable here because I note that she is a principal of a firm, Dana Brown and Associates,
Uh-huh.
that is doing work for the board right now.
Okay.
In conjunction with that, so it might be, just as an asterisk.
Okay.
Same sort of thing, that a
Okay.
secondary issue would be to have that person request an ethics opinion for her.
Is that disqualifying?
Is it an ongoing contractual relationship or?
Yes,
It is.
as far as I know, it is. So that would just be something to look further into.
Only because she's a principal, it would, I think she would have to like get some clearance from the ethics board. Because without knowing what her relationship or contractual relationship is with her company, she lists herself as a principal, which presumably means she has a substantial interest in the company. So she might have to get an ethics opinion too. The next person is Eric Gedzinski. Any thoughts on Eric Gedzinski?
No.
Well, I mean, I think his, his background looks to be mainly oil and gas, but his education is in civil engineering, and I think that would also, I think between his experience there and his background in education would put him in that qualified pile.
Yes, and I also had noticed about his education and experience in, civil engineering and environmental qualities, also in public safety, stuff like that, so, which was a plus.
Thoughts on this applicant? The next one is Kyle Gilmore.
So he moved up into my pile of, people that I think might be good. I think unless we have an issue with his the port background that he has or his job at the port. If we don't, I think he's got a lot of good experience with engineering and compliance.
Any other thoughts? Just for full disclosure, I know Kyle because of my role as a commissioner for the Port of New Orleans, and I'm familiar with his work, so just for disclosure purposes. Any other thoughts on Kyle? Okay, next, Notori Green.
I put her in the no category just from experience, education relative to her peers in the pile.
No pile. You said the
No pile.
the no pile?
Didn't she submit last time too?
Uh,
Her name looks familiar.
I know Valerie Grubb, that one
Yes,
name.
she did submit before.
yes, she definitely submitted before.
It might be,
Her name
Notori Green is mostly like community
Community activism.
outreach and activism.
I think we need more technical background, would be more beneficial, I think.
Next, anybody have more to say about Notori? Next, we have Valerie Grubb. As mentioned, she did submit before.
And didn't we submit, she was one of the three?
I don't think she was.
I do know her, and she moved to New Orleans about 8 or 10 years ago, has really embraced New Orleans, has a background in engineering. So even though she does executive coaching and public speaking internationally, she does have the background education.
Okay. Any other thoughts on Valerie Grubb? Okay, next is Marlon Guzman Jr. Thoughts on Marlon's resume?
Not much in the way of a technical background.
No, I mean, he's a lawyer.
Well, I mean, be a lawyer. What is the makeup of the current board as far as lawyers? Boards can get lawyer heavy.
Had the
I
same
was
question.
thinking that, I wasn't saying it out
Yeah,
loud.
I'm a lawyer, so I can
was
say it.
like, do we need another lawyer? But I don't know.
Full disclosure, I'm an engineer, so I'm a little biased too, but.
How many, do we have any right now?
2. Another, yes, 2.
2 lawyers, okay.
Right. That was
On
a
the
question.
current board, yeah.
The current board, yes, Director Scruggs and Director Kimberly Thomas.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think he had pretty good experience in project management, and I know sometime back he was on the Orleans Levy Board in managing several projects there. I don't think he mentioned Orleans Levy Board in his, but
And
from
sheriff's office.
in the sheriff's
Oh, no, no, no,
office
this
too.
is
No,
Marlon Guzman Jr.
No, this the son.
Junior.
This the son. Yeah,
Okay,
this the
all right,
son.
that helps.
Yeah, but from that standpoint, I thought he had pretty good qualifications, sir.
What, did you have
No,
some?
no, no, no.
Okay. Okay. Any other thoughts on Marlon's resume? Okay, next we have Jordan Jacobs, who,
Felt like he didn't have enough experience.
he's got construction and business administration experience, but I didn't see a ton of that on his resume.
Low key, I ran like these through NAI, and it's tracking what we're, it's almost tracking how we're ranking them.
Oh, really?
They had them as fair margin,
Oh, okay.
just for whatever that's worth.
We're not gonna need a board anymore.
Right, exactly.
Good discussion.
Yes, welcome committee.
The next one, any other thoughts on that resume? Next,
Just one more comment about Jordan. I didn't think he had enough experience either. I put him in the no pile, so.
yeah, same. Michelle Johnson is the next one. Michelle, on her application, there was an error. Do you have outstanding fines due to the non-payment of late fees? Number 5.
Yeah, I was on the
It's an error. It should have been no. She marked yes, but it should have been no.
Gotcha.
So just for your information purposes.
So I liked her experience, if there's no conflict of interest.
Yeah, from the staff, she's with the AECOM Hunt. Is that a conflict? I don't know. Okay. Okay. And Broadmoor? Yeah. Okay.
She have some experience in chemical engineering and also development, implementation. So, yeah.
I liked her experience.
Strong background. That really helped.
All right, any other thoughts on Michelle Johnson? Next is Ramsey Marcello, who is another lawyer.
Yep. Had some things with him. And it's,
He's got some finance experience as well. Any other comments on that application? If not, next is Paula Estrada, who is another lawyer.
Yeah. There's a no for me too.
Comments on Paula's resume? Okay. Next, we have Dr. David Robinson Morris,
No.
No, too.
Is that that long?
Yeah, it's like a 23-page CV, but it's
Yeah, but it's none of it's
very
relevant.
academic, and I don't think would be a good fit there.
David's, I know David as well. He does a lot of DEI trainings and corporate organizational training work. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to flip through. Next, we have Joanne Sanders.
Employed since 2012. I'm not sure what she's been doing since then, but
Yeah, and I didn't really I didn't know
I didn't
what
understand.
that was
her.
about because she moved from Sonoma. And I didn't know maybe what she'd been doing here locally, I guess.
I need to see some advocacy work or something that she's been doing since 2012 here in New Orleans to say whether I thought she was someone that we would.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd put her in the no pile.
Next is Julie Thibodeau, who I also know Julie. She is a lawyer. But now works in the education space. Any comments on Julie?
I don't, how many can we suggest? We suggest
Three.
3, right?
Right,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Would be in my 3.
And next, we do have an item, which is the next item on the agenda, to entertain any nominations from the selection committee and to discuss all nominees. And do we have any recommendations from the committee?
I do have one more recommendation. His name is Jonathan Stewart, and he's a seasoned business executive and civic leader. He has extensive experience in government strategic planning, community development, and he's the CEO of his own company, which is a financial planning and insurance company.
Okay, all right. If I'm correct, I think Jonathan has served on a public board before, maybe City Planning Commission, I think. And I know we haven't really been in a space where we've gotten nominations from the floor before, but we had this come up, and that's part of the reason we have legal here to opine about whether this is permissible, because I wanted to make sure that was allowed before we even entertained it. So if you have questions about whether it's permitted to do it, then legal is here to answer those questions. Anybody have questions about Jonathan?
What is his educational background?
He has a master's from Tulane A.B. Freeman, a lot of civic and board leadership experience with City Planning Commission, New Council on Aging, Brian Bell. He graduated from Brian Bell, the Civic Leadership Academy. Just seems like a well-rounded person.
Why didn't he apply?
I don't think he made the timeline, which was what, 2 weeks ago, I think?
I think it was end of January? Yeah. Anyone else have questions about Jonathan? Okay, so now we can discuss all candidates. I'll just share my thoughts. I think 2 lawyers on the board is already enough. So
I agree.
I eliminated all lawyers off my list.
I second that.
And I'm a lawyer. It's a public meeting. I'm just gonna, disclaimer, I am a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I eliminated all lawyers off my list. And a couple of other people based on skill sets, not having the technical skills, I guess. which left me with, I like Michelle Johnson. I like Danielle Dewey. I like Kyle Gilmore. And I also kept Sarah Bell, Eric Gudzinski, and Valerie Grubb on my list, and Jonathan Stewart. I don't know if anybody else has thoughts about eliminating people for
So I had
consideration.
Danielle,
Yeah.
2, Kyle. I didn't have Eric, but that's okay. And then Michelle Johnson.
And I had Danielle, Kyle, and Jonathan Stewart also.
I had Danielle and Michelle, and I haven't picked the third one yet.
So it sounds like Danielle and Michelle is like consistent with everybody. And this is the other thing for consideration. If we put Jonathan's name forward, the staff will reach out to him to make sure he
Has all the
completes
requirements. Yeah.
the packet and has all the requirements. And if he does not, then we could potentially say, alternatively, we want to add this person as a fourth name for consideration. If, you know,
I
if
like
his
the idea of
requirements.
having someone that is port-related and understanding all of their, what they do with all of their tenants and how that, you know, he's far-reaching in understanding what's going on with the city, but that's
Yeah,
my advice on
I
the
also had Danielle, Eric, I don't know how you pronounce that.
Gudzinski.
Gudzinski, and Michelle Johnson. Yeah.
Chair, I just wanted to reiterate if we move forward with, if the committee moves forward with Danielle or Michelle, the staff will have to do
Right.
additional.
Right.
Should we submit more than?
With Michelle, too? I thought it was Sarah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, maybe though, because we have to check because of the Broadmoor connection.
Broadmoor connection, because that's a lot of work. too.
There are the question of the ethics provisions that we were aware of, and we actually reached out to the ethics legal team for their informal opinion. And there were 2 levels of potential conflict. One is compensation and one is just the relationship at all. And there was a potential for that to get a firm, formal opinion. The person with the conflict would be the appropriate person to submit the request.
Right.
So that would be the case. We knew that up front with Sarah Bell, and that was the question that we asked the ethics team for. But that would also apply to Danielle Dewey because of the Dana Brown contract, and Michelle Johnson if in fact AECom is still in a relationship with the engineering department. So those are just little asterisks for all 3 of those that you may have. If in fact the 3 of them have conflicts, then there would be a need for maybe some alternates or to come back and reconvene. And that would give you an opportunity to re-advertise. You have to, I guess, redeclare or extend the declaration.
Okay, thank you for
Should we
that.
just go with who we know are not conflicts?
Okay, so I
No.
I think that's like gonna certainly ensure that we don't have to do another meeting. If we do that. So right now, what I have, based on the discussion, I have the following people sort of in the loop. Danielle, Eric, Kyle, Michelle, and Jonathan have all been identified, I think, as potential nominees. And if we take the safe route and take Michelle and Danielle out, that would leave Eric, Kyle, and Jonathan for 3 names.
Alternatively, rank the
And
ones that we.
alternatively, we could add,
Michelle.
Well, no, we name Danielle, Michelle, and then alternatively because I think Danielle seems like she slotted the highest for across the board.
I mean, if I look at qualifications, and
Yeah.
somebody who has the background and understanding of what the work of Sewage and Water Board, I think she's probably the top candidate on
Right.
the list.
So I would hate to just.
I also think that she's probably the one that has the most
I
conflict.
think that she's probably the one that would
Potentially.
have the conflict. Michelle, I'm not, unless there is some ongoing contractual relationship that we don't know about, then I'm less concerned about her having a conflict.
Michelle appears to be an employee of that.
Yeah.
Right, she's like a
That would-
scheduler, not a
Not a
principal.
Not a principal.
The
Right.
principal word in there is what,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big company too, so.
if she doesn't have any financial interest, then.
I say Eric, Kyle, and Jonathan, and then back up with Daniel and Michelle. Or not Daniel, I'm sorry, not Daniel, Michelle.
Go back up with Michelle and don't even include Danielle.
Yeah, because the potential for conflict is, even though she is.
I think she's got a great qualifications, yeah.
It's just the potential for conflict and us having to come back and have another meeting, which of course I do not mind.
Hey, look, you can park, drive in and park.
Yeah.
That's important.
Are we ready for a motion then?
Can we have the backup then in the
This
motion?
is, if that's-
Okay, then I would make a motion
Like as
for,
an alternative, right? Yeah.
I make a motion for Eric Gadzinski, Kyle Gilmore, and Jonathan Stewart with a backup of Michelle Johnson.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any opposition to that motion? Okay, that motion passes. That is the slate of names that will be presented. Eric Gazinski, Kyle Gilmore, Jonathan Stewart, with an alternative of Michelle Johnson if either, if Jonathan's qualifications are not consistent with the requirements for District B. Any public comment? Entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? All right, I'm sure there's no opposition to that motion. Thank you all for spending the morning. All right, we are adjourned.
All right. We're gonna wrap up. So-